Hey everyone, this video is going to be over how to divide polynomials. But before we add in the x's and y's and z's, I thought it would be helpful to review how to divide just numbers back that you did in 5th grade. It kind of helps you remember the process of long division. So let's do this problem of 12 divided by 2,674. Remember that the first thing that you do is you ask yourself how many times 12 can go into 2. Well, it can't go into 2. So we'll look at 26. 12 goes into 26 2 times. After we see how many times it divides, then we multiply. We're going to do 2 times 12, which is 24. After you multiply, then you subtract. So I'm going to subtract 26 minus 24, and I get 2. Then I bring down the next number, which is 7. 12 goes into 27 2 times, then I multiply. 2 times 12 is 24. Then I subtract. 27 minus 24 is 3. And then I bring down the 4. Then I divide again. 12 goes into 34 2 times. And then I multiply. 2 times 12 is 24. And then I subtract. 34 minus 24 is 10. Since 12 cannot go into 10, this means I will have a remainder of 10 over whatever you are dividing by, which in this case is 12. So that's how you did division back in 5th grade. The process is going to be the same. Notice that the first step that you always do is divide. So let's see, I'm just going to do symbols. So first step is you always divided. You asked yourself how many times did 12 go into 26. The next step that you always did was you multiplied. And then after you multiplied, you subtracted. And then you brought down the next number. So that's going to be the process we're going to use for dividing polynomials. All right, here's an example of a dividing polynomials problem with x's in it. So what you're going to do is take your divisor that's on the bottom, and we want that to divide into the numerator. So I'm going to put that inside the house because that's what I want it to divide into. You want to make sure that you have all the terms represented. So I have an x squared, an x, and a number. If I am missing anything, it should go straight down the line. If I'm missing anything, I might need to substitute in a 0. So just be careful about that. All right, so we're going to do the same process that we did before. Remember, we're going to start by dividing, then we are going to multiply, then we'll subtract, then we'll bring the next term down. So we're going to do the same process that we did with the long division. So I'm going to start with dividing the first term into the first term. So x goes into x squared, x times. Next, I'm going to multiply. So x times x is x squared, and x times 2 is 2x. Now I have multiplied everything out, so I'm ready to subtract. I need to subtract this whole thing. In order to remember that I'm subtracting, I like to go ahead and distribute the negative sign. So this negative is going to make this negative, and it's going to make this negative. That way I can really just treat it like an addition problem. So let's total them up. X squared minus x squared cancels. That's 1. That's 0, actually. 8x minus 2x is 6x. So now I have subtracted, and I bring down the next term, which is plus 12. Okay, I am ready to start at the top again. Now I'm ready to divide again. So x goes into 6x 6 times. So I put plus 6. Step 2, multiply. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times 2 is 12. Step 3 is to subtract. So I'm going to subtract all of this. I like to distribute the negative, so it's minus and minus, so now I'm adding. So 6x minus 6x is 0. 12 minus 12 is 0 as well. So this means I have no remainder in this problem. My solution is x plus 6. Now remember, the opposite of dividing is to multiply. You can always check your answers by multiplying out your answer, x plus 6, times what is outside here is x plus 2. If we did it correctly, it should equal what is on the inside of the house. So let's see. X times x is x squared. This is 2x, 6x, and 12. So x squared, combine my like terms. That's 8x and 12. As you can see, it does match. So it means I divided it correctly. So x plus 6 is my answer. Let's try another one. All right, for this problem, it looks a little bit longer, but it's really about the same. So again, I'm going to take my denominator, and I'm going to put that on the outside. And then I take the numerator and put it inside the house. So x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 12. All right, remember my steps. I'm going to divide, then multiply, subtract, bring it down. So I'm going to start by dividing. X squared goes into x cubes, x times. So now I'm ready to multiply. X times x squared is x cubed. You will notice if you did it correctly, these first two terms should always cancel out. So if they're not going to look like they're going to cancel out, go back and see what you did wrong. Keep multiplying. X times x is x squared. X times negative 6 is negative 6x. All right, now we're going to subtract. Distribute my minus sign, so this is going to be a negative, and a plus, so that now I can add them up. X cubed minus x cubed is 0. 3x squared minus x squared is 2x squared. Negative 4x plus 6x is 2x. And then I'm going to bring down the negative 12. Sorry, I'm kind of running out of room here. All right, now I'm ready to start at the top again by dividing. So x squared goes into 2x 2 times. Then we multiply. 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. So if I subtract this all out, 0, 0, 0, remainder 0. So my solution is x plus 2. The last thing I wanted to point out is long division is not necessary if you notice that there is only one term in the denominator and it'll divide evenly into each term. You can go ahead and just divide it out and you don't need the long division. So if I do 12x to the 4th divided by 4x, that will be 3x to the 3rd. Notice that when we're dividing, we subtract our exponents. So 4 minus 1, that's how I got the 3. Next term, negative 8x squared divided by 4x would be negative 2x. And the last one, 4x divided by 4x, is just 1. So if it goes evenly, because it's just one term, go ahead and just divide it into each term and you don't have to do the long division. So that's a little shortcut for you if you come across a problem that's a little bit easier like that. Dividing polynomials takes practice, so make sure you practice several of these on your own until you get the process down. You can find tons more examples online. Make sure you do all your review problems and your homework problems so that you're prepared for the test. Good luck.